So it's July 8th in the morning. We're here in Donetsk City. We're going to head to two towns today in the Donetsk People's Republic, Yasinovaty and Golivka. So my name is Dan Kovalik. I'm from the United States, from a city called Pittsburgh. I'm going to give a different picture than the Western press is giving about what's happening. For example,
Dan Kovalik is a human rights lawyer and professor, as well as an expert in U.S. foreign policy in Latin America, most known for exposing U.S.-sponsored human rights abuses in Colombia. He's also the author of the new book, The Plot to Scapegoat Russia.
I should just say my name's Dan Kovalik. My surname is actually Slovak. I'm not Russian, I'm Slovak. My grandfather emigrated here from Slovakia, Czechoslovakia at the time, to Cleveland in right after World War I. He was a baker. Anyway, I do not want a nuclear war with Russia.
As it's honest, we have here American human rights, labor rights activists, peace activists, journalists, and author of the books, Daniel Kovalik.
And that it's my sense, at least in Donetsk City here and in many other parts of Donetsk, that people were relieved when Russia came in. And of course the Donbass has been historically a part of Russia, not just like a small part, like it's been a very significant part.
Why it's CIA and the deep state? I mean, that not by leaders, not by presidents of the United States, but by some officials, by some personals in the CIA or deep state personalities.
And why does the ruling class, again acting through these institutions, want to vilify Russia and vilify Putin? Well, there's a few reasons. It's Russia, and that's what is happening now. This war in Ukraine is a proxy war against Russia. They need to convince the American people that Russia is the enemy of the United States.
We can fix the fact that the soft power of the United States of America is declining right now also.
The American dream is dead, and our hero, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, is no longer a hero in the movie. He's a loser.
I mean, how looks like the life of the average American? Because we can see on those videos perhaps many homeless people and yeah, I myself actually a representative perhaps of that generation. I've been watching all those TV shows like Beverly Hills 90210 Melrose Place and everything like that.
But my generation still lives pretty well because we lived through very good times. The 1990s were good for most people. Not everyone in my generation now have a fear that they could be homeless tomorrow. But downtown now, and I live downtown, we're dying in the streets, literally dying. People are moving their businesses from downtown because they'll open their business and find someone dead in front of their restaurant. This is true.
The United States, it seems to me, at least one of those countries where at least something depends on who is in power. I mean, Republicans, Democrats, or Ukrainian crisis. Biden now is, of course, the worst candidacy. And
yes, he is. When it comes to foreign policy, the president has only so much leeway to change the policy. Ending the war in Vietnam and ending the CIA, he was killed. I mean, he would be a great leader, but there's no way they will let him get even as far as the general election. He will be pushed aside. The choice that we have in America is between Pepsi and Coke. That's your choice. Well, that's not much of a choice, right? Maybe I want Sprite or a glass of wine. Well, that's off the table.
There are some information that, first, the head of the Chiefs of Staff Committee, Mark Lee.
Well, I hope you're right that it does have an impact and that it maybe does lead to the U.S., backing off from Ukraine before November of 2024. I think they're going to want to keep this war at least going. The crazy things people do to become president or to stay president. So you remember in 1979, of course, you had the Iranian Revolution to free the hostages.
Oh my God.
Because he knew
he's a very important player in Europe. which in some places, some moments perhaps bears even greater responsibility to my mind than even the United States. There are some theories perhaps that Britain just want to take revenge on the Americans because after the Yalta-Potsdam system 1945 and everything like that, Britain gets nothing. And now they just want to revenge Americans through Ukraine, perhaps.
This is that they are happy to be the junior partner to the United States. Their empire's gone. And Churchill knew it was going to be gone after World War II. So they
all the victims of American policy have survived and become even stronger now. I mean, Venezuela, Iran, Syria, and other states. Also, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, and even Europe and African countries, they are also drifting from United States at least to China. We can see such tendencies today, I think. So what is America hoping for? Does it really so blind that...
I've been saying this for years. I said the U.S. will sanction itself out of the world economy. They think if they keep fighting, that they will get their way. Well, America doesn't see that. They keep trying to pull out. And they keep trapping themselves further, right? When the Soviet Union put Sputnik in space, how did John Kennedy respond to that? He said, we have to compete with the Soviet Union. We have to outcompete them. We're going to put a man on the moon. China's putting speed trains everywhere. Is the U.S. saying, oh, we're going to put speed trains? No. They're saying we have to fight China. If now Russia puts Sputnik in space, the U.S. would say we have to shoot down Sputnik.
Kennedy said, if I remember right, that about $8 trillion USA spent for the war, and this time China spent the same money for constructing roads and everything like that, infrastructure, and in Latin America also.
It's obvious. Isn't it an obvious?
NATO General Secretary Rasmussen last days also said that the West doesn't care about the red lines Putin draws. But talking about the West and the United States, does the United States care about the red lines that West draws?
Is that the United States doesn't care at all about the Ukrainian people, right? Because these are things that will keep hurting Ukrainians, not just Russians.
The director of the CIA, William Burns, said that the only country that wants and can change the world is China for today. What do you think about this? If we talk about China, they have their vision of the world, perhaps of the Hu Jintao, harmonic world, and Xi Jinping's Chinese dream and everything like that. So China wants to live in the world where all other states around China are in good conditions also. The American foreign policy vision of the world, what is the best for them?
Yes, the U.S. wants to eliminate all competitors, even their friends, Germany. It is destructive. It is not creative. China is creative. The U.S. is pure destruction. And it needs to be held to account.
It's dangerous, I think, to be an adversary of the United States, but it's much more dangerous to be their friends.
Yes, that's a quote from Henry Kissinger. Yes, even Kissinger said that.